Hello and welcome to another episode of the Formal Gamer Podcast. Last week we dealt with the death of Gorlock. We took his body back from the...
Rip.
Rill, he's called. We dealt with his body being brought back from the island, and there was just a lot of general planning and chatting that needed to be done at some point. So Gorlock is no more. His body is in a sack. R.I.P. Gorlock.
Rip.
Press F, please, to hold. What is it? Hold F for?
Pay respects.
Pay respects. Yes, that's it. Pay your respects. You know, I've ruined many funerals like that now. And my job as an undertaker, it's responsible just to press F in those occasions. We installed in the funeral directors a giant F button that everyone just has to hold down. There's a bit of an issue in town that you don't quite know if you can go in there, even dressed as clowns, because you're not quite sure who's there. You're like, if there's other clowns about, we might get asked questions we can't answer. If we go in without clown outfits on, we're probably going to be recognised. So we've put Gorlock's body in a bag, and we're going to take him through the woods in order to walk up the sort of like 45 minutes, hour to the circus, in order to try and... Now, the plan is to try and convince the people of the circus that Octavio and Lavina have
done returned with Gorlock.
Returned with Gorlock. So it's just to say they've returned with Gorlock and they've won.
We're going to try and avoid the Delata, though.
Yeah, just sort of drop the body off and then head off again. Rill gave you the idea that the reason there's been such a delay is Gorlock escaped the island. So maybe you can use that as an excuse for why you didn't come over that night and why it's taking you a bit more time to track him down. So Rill has gone to bed. He's going to meet you this evening, and you're completely free to start travelling up to the north.
Let's do it.
Okay, can you roll me perception checks as you go past town? I know you're not going within 13 distance where they can recognise you, but I'm assuming you'd want to look at it as you went past. 17. So you see that on the northern gate, which you've seen a few times, there seems to be only one guard stood on the gate at the moment. You've normally seen more than that since the murders went down.
Would we have been able to go past the docks or see past the docks?
No, because they're inside town. You could go onto the road and look down into there.
How about the pontoon?
The pontoon has someone untied it during the night and it floated away.
God damn it!
Back into the realm of things that never existed. You could go, if you wanted, before you went north into the forest, you could go along the lakefront and sort of look along the lake and see if you can see at the docks. That would be possible, and it wouldn't make you that visible to people along there. You want to see if there's anything going on at the docks.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's get a closer view of the docks.
Okay, so we'll retcon that you'd have led, if you'd wanted to see the docks, you'd have known that because the lake is curved, you could sort of take a bit of an angle and look across.
Bearing in mind Grot's wearing this clown outfit, is that affecting his stealth at all? Or if he took it off, would he have his same plus 13 or whatever is the stealth?
He's basically leather armour with his cloak over the top, he's fine. Without the cloak, he's going to not be able to... he's going to have a disadvantage on stealth. With the cloak over the top, it's a strange outfit, but it's sort of lumpy, so in certain situations it might be quite useful to sort of hide within. If he had a cloak over the top of it, you could appear quite rock-like if you were to just disappear into it. It sort of holds its structure. But underneath it there is sort of armour, so he doesn't suffer any sort of armoured penalty and that. But yeah, he's going to struggle once the cloak's off.
I stay a little bit more out of sight and let him, do his thing.
You're not going close enough. You're not going close enough that you're going to need to do stealth checks.
Okay.
So you want to roll perceptions to see along there?
I would love to.
Oh, you don't want to. You just want to throw your dice across the table as hard as you can. I mean, stop trying to throw it in so aggressively.
22.
Oh yeah, well who got
22.
the high one?
He did.
Yeah, I know.
So, you see fishermen getting their boats ready.
Seems like the town's back to business as usual.
Yeah, but you do see a lot of guards up on the docks.
Unloading. That's where they've gone then.
Unloading things off a boat.
Off a boat? What, a big boat? Or?
No, slightly bigger than the rowboats you took over, with a small sail on it. But yeah, they're unloading things off that boat.
Are they? Is it like cargo or is it like
you
bodies?
You rolled really well, didn't you?
Bodies in.
Yeah,
blankets.
it looks like they brought the bodies back of whatever was on the islands.
I feel like we keep the sheriff's office in business in this town.
I nod and I take a tongue out of my pack and I sort of give Io a pat.
God,
and
so
we share it.
Like
Lady in the Tramp style?
Lady in the Tramp style.
So Grot watches a hawk and a man share a human tongue together.
I think that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
I've lost a lot of my humanity recently.
I've noticed.
But we have to embrace these things to gain our ultimate ends.
Yeah.
Oh, a thing that we never dealt with. You'd sent Rill into town to find information about mines, hadn't you?
Oh yeah, we had, didn't we?
Mine entrances, and with it all kicking off, you never really dealt with that. But Rill has given you a list of mine shafts that you could go and investigate if you wanted to find another route into the mines. One of them is to the northeast of the circus. Another one just due to the north. So there are a couple of mine shafts that you could investigate.
Okay. Probably do that later.
Yeah, I realised I got it noted down and I never let you go there. So you head through the woods. Roll me some... just roll me a d20 each, just for, like... I just want to see how lucky you've been.
Fuck me. I mean, like...
4.
I will not fuck you.
17. Oh, 13 plus whatever.
Well, yes, you've added a 4, and I did just the 13. You don't stumble upon any groups walking through the woods. You don't.
I got 22. Did we?
But you didn't get a 22.
You rolled a 4.
Oh. Well, you've moved it, haven't you?
No, I just put my dice in there after yours.
He messed it up.
Also, you can't have rolled a 22. The dice doesn't go to 22. I
I've
didn't
got
ask
plus
you
4.
to what? I
To
didn't
what?
ask you to add anything.
I was just checking. I was looking.
I said 17. Oh, no, wait, 13.
Right.
It's not important, is it?
Okay, so there's a pack of 36 clowns who are wandering through there. Fairly
Sweet. Now we get our vengeance for Gorlog.
I got 12.
Right, there's 12 clowns.
Plus.
Right. So you find yourself halfway there, and you see the road. You look through the trees at gaps, and you see the road is relatively quiet. Though you do spot one mine cart coming down away from the circus.
Ooh.
Going towards town.
Are we within sight of town, or as in like?
If you were on the road, yes, but not through the trees. The trees are too thick for you to look through for that.
God, do we want to maybe see what they're shifting out the mine? Or do we just think it's going to be...
Maybe while we've got Gorlok's body, we should just do what we're...
one thing at a time.
Yeah, it's a bit risky.
Unless we use this as an opportunity. We flag down the minecart.
I think that's going to be presumptuous if we think the miners are going to be happy with us giving them Gorlok's
Are there
body.
clowns on the...
No,
It's just miners.
just minus.
Okay.
If we show up and say, "Hey, miners, here's a body. Take it to PC Primrose,"
I thought they might have
he'll
had
know
some...
what we're talking about.
I thought they might have had some clowns on there, but I've had a closer look and squinted my eyes, and I can see that they don't.
Yes, I feel like after eating your tongue, hopefully your perception will sharpen up.
Yeah.
So let's.
I was
keep
feeling
going.
quite anemic yesterday. Am I feeling a bit better now?
Yeah,
You
the
still
second
look
you've
quite
eaten
bad.
some blood, you find...
I mean, I don't know what's going with your hair. That's number one.
Yeah, you are feeling a lot better. Former Malabu is very concerned about his hair though, at a personal level.
You're not the only one.
It's vast. What he is jealous. He's jealous that we've got nice heads of hair.
Yeah.
We do.
Exactly. As we've
What-
entered our 30s with our beautiful haircuts that we get to have, or don't get to have.
Long may it stay.
What's Robin's hairline like? His alright. It's thinning a bit.
He's thick.
Yeah,
Well,
he's-
no, that, not about his intelligence.
Double C.
I think he recedes a bit in the corners.
Yeah.
But I think that's always
Just-
been that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, his is we're quite good for
Hair sweet.
Yeah, so as a 4, only you suffered any sort of
Loss.
loss.
Yes.
It went quick as well, didn't it?
Well, everyone in my family's bald by. It was this thing for me.
Your mum's got a lovely head of hair.
Well, that's what you think. For me, number one, I have a scar in the middle of my head, so I've always had a patch missing in the middle of my
I
head.
remember your little
Wait, is
patch.
this why you shaped Gorlock? Are you projecting?
Yeah, I was making him into my son.
Yeah, become a sailor. I never knew you wanted to be a sailor.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe you shaved your new puppy. That was harsh.
And also, it's fine having shaved heads if there's one of you in the group.
Yeah.
The problem is if everyone has shaved heads.
Yeah,
and you all have to have shaved heads and a beard. 'Cause you
Yeah.
have to have a beard, otherwise you just look silly.
Well, then you join a cult, basically.
No, but
Well,
they still look the same.
if you go to town on a Saturday night,
Yeah.
there's like groups of 40-something blokes who've
Yeah.
all got shaved heads and beards. You're like,
Yeah.
oh wow, that is. Oh, you're all wearing sort of different coloured shirts. You've all got jeans and shoes on.
Yeah.
Like there is an all bar one look, which is shaved head, beard, and that with a green Barber jacket a lot of the time in winter. Right, so you're heading through the woods. You're not going to stop the minecart or do anything with the minecart?
No, God,
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, you carry on moving to the north, and you see the first signs of fire off, like cooking fire, smoke off cooking fires from the circus.
Okay.
So it looks like during the morning they'll probably just be doing their normal prep.
So, I'm trying to think from where we're coming from. We'll be entering...
Coming from the south, entering towards the circus's normal
so
entrance,
towards where
but
the animal...
you're you're slightly to the east. So you're coming the freak show side. The
Okay.
west would be because as you're going toward I'm not right. Yeah, what's his name? Rill's cottage was to the east of town,
okay, right.
So I
whereas Rafak's farm was to the west of town. So you've
Okay.
normally come from the west, but because you come from
Right.
Rill's, you're coming from the east.
Yep.
So I think that maybe we should try and circle round to the wagons, the kind of circus folk area.
Yeah, you're on that side. You wouldn't go past the beasts, and you're thinking the purple tent is this side, where you know P.T. Primrose is based, so you might be able to.
We don't want to go that side then.
No, I think we should go further round
Round
to
to
the
the animal.
top,
Yeah,
where the caravans were.
yeah.
Hand the body over to one of the guards there and say, give some excuse and say we've got to go.
We're running down another clown.
Yeah.
Or some more leads.
Yeah.
He had help.
Okay.
I guess I'll have to do the talking because otherwise you'll have to put a woman's voice on.
Yeah.
So-
And I'm already using up all my deception to pretend to be a human.
Oh, sorry. So you're in the woman's outfit.
I thought the woman's
Right.
outfit had the better suiting for his
Yeah,
armor.
for his armor. That's it. Sorry, I get confused on who's. So you're dressed as a woman. You're dressed as a man.
For an acrobat, she was rather larger, apparently, up
She had a
top.
big
Well, because the
puffy
dress
outfit.
is structured, so yeah, she could do things within it. But yeah, she was quite lithe, but within a big sort of framework. It was very strange.
And I'm becoming ever increasingly a thinner, more gaunt figure.
Yeah. So
An unnatural strength.
exactly, unnatural being the optimum word. So you move through the woods. Roll me a stealth check just to sort of make sure you're not getting too close or doing something stupid. It's not going to be difficult.
Good. 19.
15.
So yeah, you keep from doing anything stupid and giving away your position. As you go towards the north, you do see some circus folk in the woods up ahead of you. They seem to be hunting.
Ooh, this could be our opportunity.
It could be. To
Maybe.
get rid of more clowns, to commit more vengeance.
Nope, that's not it. We can hand over Gorlock's body and tell him to carry it back to the circus.
For the greater good.
I mean, again, Dante.
For the greater vengeance.
These aren't Vryloka probably in front of us. Are you sensing any Vryloka nearby?
No, you're getting no right. Like these look like two humans and a halfling. They've got a couple of bows, and one of them's got a sack over his shoulder.
So some of the circus folk seem like dirty, murderous, criminal type, and some of the circus folk just seem like they're kind of circus carny folk.
Okay. Perhaps.
But we seem to kill indiscriminately anyway.
Where it leads us to the greater vengeance, yes.
How would killing these people lead
Because
us
if we hadn't killed the people... Oh, these people, no, I appreciate that you've made a good point there. But on the island, we had to get through those people to get to the...
Oh yeah, I was stabby all over that island. I'm on board with that.
Right. You take the lead, I'll hold the goods.
Dante, I suppose this is a good opportunity to try and make the exchange and give over Gorlock's body, but things could go south quite quickly because I'm not good at. I can be quite good at telling porkies here and there, but things might go bad.
Just be intimidating, you were good at that.
Yep. Okay, let's have a go.
How many are there?
There's 3 of them.
And if it all goes wrong, then I mean...
Exactly. Okay. Let's try and approach. I guess we take our cloaks off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We're being
Put your
clouds.
masks on.
Yeah, put the glass on.
Okay.
I try like tuck my beard under the mask.
It's pretty full face,
Did-
and you trimmed your facial hair
Yeah, I
up
did,
beforehand,
yeah.
so it fits behind the mask generally.
Yep. Okay.
You've got his wig as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
That he has sort of curly ringlets wig, so you're pretty covered up.
Put that on. I try and hunch down a little bit if I was maybe a bit taller than him.
Oh, you're not the tallest bugbear, are you?
No, I'm 6'2".
You're not.
So.
Yeah, you're not hugely. You're a bit taller than him, but
Yeah.
not miles.
So. Oh, hello!
Roll a deception.
Hello! Oh, yes, could you help us, please? We're on a mission.
More intimidating. Not
Well,
asking. Telling.
well, this is my natural voice.
Telling. Not asking. I mean, like... Why would... I'm not good at lying, so I'm going to try deception rather than intimidating. And then B, rolling a 3.
Whoa, what do you mean? Number 1, my intimidation deception exactly the same.
Are they your...
Yeah. Number 2, why am I getting blamed for rolling a 3? This doesn't roll 402s in a row yesterday.
You could have chosen, like,
Yeah,
10 other numbers that would have been more useful.
I should have gone with religion, actually. I pray to the gods that you
How
help
was your
me.
intimidate so low? I thought you were good at that.
Well, +5's quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got +5 for deception as well.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Right. Stop having a go at him.
Intimidate would have been better.
What I meant to say was, get over here right now.
That's it.
Right. They run over looking very suspicious of what you're doing. Why are you two in the woods? What are you doing? I don't mean to question, sir.
Yes,
I-
well, you shouldn't question, but we're on a very secret mission where we need you to help us finish it off.
I open the bag and
Yeah.
pull Gorlock's.
Right, you're going to roll deception, you're going to roll an intimidate. I think that's what you're trying to do, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess so.
He's gonna be so angry!
It's another 3. Formal game of 3.
See the evil looks he's giving me right now?
Are you sure you're going to roll that dice again? That's just giving you 2 3s in
Yes,
a
because
row.
the
Right.
probability of getting another 3
It's the same no matter what dice you use. That
Well,
one might just
unless
love
it's
3s.
a bent dice.
7.
Plus 7.
7 plus 7, 14.
Oh, we're gonna have to kill some folk.
They look very suspicious, but one of them does say, "That's Garlock. You caught him." But why did you not come back with what happened? Everyone else seems to be dead. We got word of.
Yes, Gorlock. Gorlock went to a island on the lake, and he set up hideous traps that almost killed everyone. We're the only ones that survived.
All on his own.
Well, we think he might have friends that helped him. We're going to go hunt down the rest. We need you to hand back Gorlock's body to the rest of the Delata. Tell them that we're continuing our mission.
Roll it up as a deception.
15. I need this!
What's that? Is it 15? Right, okay. 15 plus 5, 20.
see he was cocked.
Right. They look suspicious between them, but do take the body off them. And they take the body from you. One of them looks really sad about it.
I wish we could
Is that
have...
a girl?
No,
I do wish we could have kept him alive, but, you know, he came out fighting. There was no other way.
they seem a bit confused and a little bit baffled, but they do start heading back towards town with their with the sack.
The town or circus?
Circus, sorry.
Okay.
They heading back towards it, but you don't think they entirely are convinced of what the hell's going on. They might think you're Octavio and Lavinia, but you're not sure they entirely believe your story.
Should have rolled higher, shouldn't I? That was our one mistake.
That was. We should have rolled higher.
Well,
Are they within earshot?
Yeah,
They are.
yeah.
All right.
I mean, I can wait till they're not. I mean,
I want to wait to that just so I don't have to roll stealth to whisper something. To
oh
them.
yeah, no, you're fine. You can take a few steps away.
I think that went great. Did you hear my voice? I've been practicing voices. They completely bought it.
I mean, you certainly sounded more like him than I would have sounded to her. Do we think this was enough?
Definitely. I mean, they saw the body. It all seems fine. Can we roll an insight to see how fine everything's going to be? I got a 3. Oh, no. Now 16 comes out.
You think they might come and investigate? They might send other Delata back to come and, like, find you and chat to you.
Yeah. I think we should make ourselves scarce, though.
You don't think it's going to be, they get to town and everyone just goes, oh, cool, yeah, and they go, no, Octavia and Lavinia are fine, they're tracking down these people. You think they might go, no, something's up, something weird's happened. How did everyone die on the islands? What the hell's going on?
Back?
Yeah, why have they not come back themselves? They're not going to be, they'll be going, yeah, they were acting weird. And so whoever of the Delata they tell, you suspect someone might be sent out to sort of search you down and find your trail.
Well, that didn't work.
Well, maybe it does, actually. Actually, yeah. If they're suspicious of us, maybe they'll send more Delata our way.
Oh, this could work.
Yeah. Quick, we should go catch up and tell them we'll be waiting somewhere. Maybe in one of these mine shafts.
Yeah, well, which is the nearest mine shaft that Rill
One to
tells
the
us?
due north.
Okay.
Rill has marked it with an X on the map.
Shout to the clown, shout to the
I
clown.
will do. Oh, let me catch up. I try and do a jaunty jog over. Excuse me. I just thought that one of the other Delatas might want to catch up with us about our mission. We're going to be at the mine shaft north of here.
It's called Afil Seam.
And Afil Seam. If they want to catch up with us, we'll be there. Do we have anyone from the list that we want to send? We don't really know any differences between the lists. One of them is a bit shit.
What, the names, you mean?
Yeah, like
Piero
El Pantaloon. Is he the one that ran away with the big nose?
No, Escobar
Old Man
Escobar.
Circus, he was.
Would it be... I just wonder if it would be presumptuous for us to say, oh, send this one over because we want to chat to him about it.
Well, we could... no, Arkwright's just with the mining.
No, I don't think we could get Arkwright. Because that would be good. Just tell PC Primrose to come by himself. And don't bring any weapons or anything because we got loads.
No, I don't think...
Well, we'll just tell him that that's where we're going to be.
Yeah, and we'll see what comes of it.
Anyway, gotta go. Toodaloo.
Do a backflip.
Yeah, and I do a forward roll backwards.
Okay. roll up an acrobatics.
A forward roll backwards.
Yeah, well, he's pretty good.
Oh, 16.
Yeah, it's
24.
It's the.
I do a backflip.
You did a forward roll backwards, which they're even more impressed with.
Yeah.
You forward roll, but Michael Jackson moonwalks somehow on your back, so actually you've moved backwards doing it, like a shooting star press on your back, and somehow you're further away from them, but you did do a forward roll.
That's now they're gonna think. No, that has to be Octavio. How could it be anyone else?
The one who looks sad claps.
We fucked it.
He claps. He's like, oh, very good.
I clap as well, and then I like curtsy or whatever.
Anyway, gotta go. Secret mission and all that. Oh.
You hear them walking off, and he's like, you hear like a little thud on the ground, and you turn around and see one of them has tried to do what you did and has just sort of flopped onto his back, and then gets up and starts scurrying back to the circus.
The perfect lie, Dante.
So Rill has drawn you this little map.
You know, Grot, if the milk business doesn't work out, which I really, really hope that eventually it will, once we've tracked down and killed all of Ryluka, there might be openings in the circus business for us.
It seems like there. Yeah, it seems like there would be after.
They're gonna have a gap in staffing. You think?
I mean, imagine the giants of the milk industry and the giants of the circus industry coming together.
Well, what do you do at a circus? You see clowns and you drink milk
And eat ice cream.
Okay, let's continue on to the...
Okay, so you continue up into the circus.
The
To
circus?
the mine, sorry. Got a lot of things going on. So you continue up into the mine, and you're trying to follow Rill's map. So give me a roll for survival to see how accurately you can follow his directions. Brilliant, as always. And it rolled on a 20 when you missed the things. That's perfect.
I'll get a 20 of them.
15.
plus 0. Yeah.
So Grot leads the way, I take it, from your face.
Yeah.
15 plus 0. You work out from a couple of landmarks and peaks that he's drawn on the map. You're like, oh, that must be that mountain peak in the distance, so must be there. And you find, though it's to the north, it's in sort of an enclave of mountains, and the entrance to the mountain is actually on the east of a sort of rock face. So you can look north, and it's to your east. You suddenly you're following north, and to your left, you suddenly see this sort of overgrown entranceway to this mining shaft. And you see a bit of like...
Is there any activity?
None at all, but you see some leftover mining equipment there.
How? All right, let's go investigate then. 17.
Incredibly... Investigation?
Yeah.
You're fine with 17. Incredibly rusted mine carts, old pickaxes, but it doesn't look... There's overgrowth over the entranceway. It doesn't look like anyone's been in here for a while.
We have to be careful that the Duergar aren't... was it Duergar?
Yeah?
Yeah, the Duergar aren't any more around here.
Yeah, well, I
King
imagine.
Utse.
I imagine if they are, they'll be much further underground.
Your experience of the Duergar from the first time was they were deep.
Those bastards! God, they wouldn't open that door for ages.
I couldn't see in the dark then. I can now.
Well,
I don't feel like they need any vengeance thrust upon them, though. They really actually tried to help us quite a lot.
yeah, but they helped Dante again. I think your viewpoint and your morality is incredibly questionable here. The Dwarga, they're pretty evil people.
What did they do that we saw that really
You didn't
evil?
see them do anything
Yeah,
evil. You
no.
know from
Yeah.
history that they are evil people, and they were worshipping a giant...
I mean, they didn't
They
kill
were worshipping a
us.
giant underground demon.
To be fair, the Calicu was pretty nasty, actually. And he did destroy a village and set everything on fire and try and kill a paladin. So, I mean...
The Calicu did try and kill a paladin. I don't know why he tried to. It's not like someone had control over him.
So, yeah, that was pretty evil. But actually, the king was relatively nice and, you know...
I think that's just because he had a thing for Sumra.
That was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was weird.
How long did they hug for?
A
Too
full
long.
minute.
They hugged.
A full minute.
I think I was looking at my sundial, but it was only 1 minute, but it felt like an hour.
Well, the thing about a sundial underground is they are very slow.
Yeah, I think my sundial is broken.
So you're at the entrance of this. It looks like it's definitely a man-made.
But this is
entranceway.
this is old. This has not been used recently.
No. If you wanted to make it look like it'd been used recently, I guess you could hack down some of the vegetation if you wanted anyone coming along to think that there was activity inside.
Well, I think we just go investigate inside. I think that if, so we've actually serendipitously come across quite a interesting situation where we might be able to lure more Delata away to thin the herd. So I guess we should be investigating, but if we what we're trying to do here is see if this mine connects to the other mines under the circus. But if we go too deep into the mine, then we're going to miss an opportunity to corner and kill another one of the Delata.
It's true. Also, we've told Rill to wait outside for us by sunset. If we didn't send message. Don't I think that Io would be trained enough to go and send a message to... No,
she's not a messenger.
Rill
Rill can handle himself.
Yeah,
and
Rill can look after himself.
He's highly intelligent and wise. He's not dexterous in any way, and he's not charismatic. You know, though he did very well on his one lie roll he had to do, which is extremely beneficial to you guys. So he's not going to do anything stupid, you think, to jeopardise the plan.
We told him that if we weren't there by sundown, then to commit forward with the plan that we said, which was to meet by the circus. If he hadn't heard from us, or there weren't any explosions within that day, then we were probably dead.
Yeah, he was to assume you were dead.
Yeah.
In which case he'll
But
probably...
you got a long time.
Yeah.
You're still relatively... It's before lunchtime at the moment. You got hours before you'd even expect to meet Rill.
It's nice to see you caring about someone other than yourself, though, Dante. It's been a long time since I've seen you do that. I feel like Rill is obviously a father figure to you. I know what that's like.
Don't project your inner insecurities on me.
Dante, shh. Just remember, everyone's gonna die anyway.
Well, no, I don't actually know how long these Vryloka last for. I mean, they literally could live hundreds of years.
Well, maybe you should make Rill a very local then.
No, I wouldn't wish what's happened to me on anyone.
Why? It doesn't seem that bad. I mean,
I
most
ate
of
someone's tongue earlier.
most of your problems come from the morality you inflict on the world around you. And a
So you're at this mine entrance.
self-imposed fantasy about killing everyone. At least I'm honest about it. When I used to kill everyone, I said I used to do it because I was an evil shitbag.
The mine.
What about the mime? Which one of the Delata is that?
I didn't write it down.
So, if we want to set a trap here, we can set a trap here. Maybe we should go investigate it in the mine shaft. Maybe there's a nice hole we can push someone down.
Let's have a look inside.
Okay, so as you go in, you both have dark vision. You see that within about 30 feet of the entrance, 40 feet, some tracks start. Someone has laid down some simple sort of mining tracks, and you can also see there's a little path, like a scuttleway off to the right and one to the left as well.
We went right last time.
And? So we should go left this time?
It led us ultimately to where we wanted to go.
Okay, so which way do you want to go?
I mean, it's literally a dice roll.
Okay, do you have any dice on you?
I
Yeah,
rolled
I
a
do,
6.
actually.
What do we do?
I do actually have some dice on me.
You have a gaming set, don't you?
Yes.
You can roll a dice if you want to choose whether to go left or right. I mean, you could have done that anyway.
A 4.
You didn't decide whether 4 was left or right, did you? Lower than 10. 10. Yeah, lower than 10 is left.
All right, I'll decide in my head.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a 2.
Okay, that means left.
You didn't decide, did you?
No, I forgot. I forgot to decide because I was so excited about
Right,
it.
we go left.
Okay, you go left as you get in. You see the tracks continue sort of up to a corner, which you can't see round, but you turn left into the first little sort of side passage, and that opens you up onto a sort of a small room with some boxes in the back left corner, sort of opposite the entrance you've come in. And then as you look around the rest of the room, you see there's another passage you think takes you back to the tracks just slightly further on, so it might be 2 parts into it. But then there's another passage, a little sort of smaller passage you wouldn't get a minecart through, heading towards the east, sort of heading somewhere else into another room possibly.
We can start drawing a map.
You can do. I mean, it depends how good your memory is of this, because not everyone who enters a mine immediately is able to map it in their heads. Not everyone's got that sort of mind.
Left and right, we went left. There was a...
You're in a small room,
Yep.
which has got a path that goes back towards the main shaft.
Yep.
And then another path that goes onwards, carrying on into the mine.
And then one little thin one that's not got a cart to the left.
What are you on about? So you've got your entrance you came in,
Yep.
a path that goes back towards the main path,
Yep.
which neither of which you get a minecart down.
Oh, right, okay.
So these ones are all smaller.
Yep.
And the one that goes on to maybe another room, another small one going north. I'll call them scuttleways. Little scuttling
Let's go down
routes.
the north.
Well, there's some boxes in this room as well.
Let's have a look at the box in the boxes.
Okay, investigation.
I'm hoping explosives,
Be careful opening them then.
but I'm so giddy. 20.
It's damp, but it's black powder.
Damp powder, okay.
So if we dry this out, this could be very
Well,
useful.
leave it near a torch for a while and it'll dry out.
Yeah, I think I'll hold on to this.
How much are we talking boxes, are we?
You've seen the same boxes at the other at the mining stores. They are green boxes with rope handles. You could probably carry 2, like by yourself, but they are heavy boxes, about 3 foot across.
Jesus.
Should we leave these out in the sun?
Oh, this is for proper mining work. This is not for like you'd have to have an explosive expert to pack them into cases into like explosive packets to do proper mining work here. But someone was trying something here.
Unless we just set fire to them and we think if they're
Yeah, they would just blow up. Yeah, if you were going to use them to make like bombs.
Should we leave these in the sun, Grot, or just leave them and come back and have a
I
look?
think leave them here and come back later.
Straight on down the scuttleway.
Yeah, and you come into a large room with a massive puddle in it that seems to be coming through a wall to the that carries on the same direction you entered. So you've entered you came east through the room you left because the main entrance to the mine is east, So this is all sort of heading east. And if you carry on east, you'd walk into this massive puddle. There does seem to be a route around the puddle to go sort of behind it.
So there's a puddle coming from the wall, did you say?
Yeah, it seems to be coming out of like a crack or a vent in the wall or something.
Okay. And then
You can sort of circumvent it and go around the puddle to see like what rooms it seems to have come from.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that then.
Yeah? You see that there's a path and you both look and see that clearly goes back to the main tunnel because you can see the tracks again. As you get round to the side of the puddle, you realise that sort of water seems to have broken through part of this mine, and you can definitely hear moving water further on. Though this water seems a bit more stagnant and sitting, you realise there's a river a little bit along. Roll up perception checks.
18.
I botch.
You can hear mining noises from down by the river.
So we've gone around this puddle. Have we gone around a corner to see this?
Yeah, you've sort of come around a corner.
And then we can hear a river. Can we see it?
Yeah, it's just sort of. You can. It's the sort of. You'd have to wade deep into the water to see. It seems that the water is this puddle has taken on part of the corridor of the old mining shaft.
Yeah.
So where the corridor would normally bend round, it's just sort of now waist deep water or like deep water. So you're like, I don't know what's happened here. Maybe the river has broken through part of that, but you can definitely hear the river running somewhere else. And it seems that this has formed like a natural lagoon or like a pond or something as some water's coming off. But you can tell if you pushed your whole body round, you're like, oh yeah, I can see where the river must be over there somewhere.
They might be using this to power machinery down wherever they're doing the mining.
Maybe, or maybe the water just broke through naturally, or from the explosions managed to crack through the rock. Yeah, or maybe it's just an underground river. Well, I guess we'll have to go see.
Okay.
That's all there is around here. The only path you've got will take you back to the main.
So but you say the corridor is flooded to waist height.
Yeah.
Can I try and go under the water and sense if there's like a current or any water coming through anywhere?
Yeah. You can sort of put your hands in it and see if you feel any current.
2.
It's cold, isn't it?
Oh, it's giving me the Ghiblies being in here.
Let's go back through to the main.
I guess so.
So, are you wanting to go back to the start of the route, or are you wanting to just nip back to the...
Well, we thought the other two scuttleways led
Yep.
back to the main.
They did. It's just whether you want to take every path along the route or where you want to go back. So you just take the first path back to the main route?
Yeah, let's start back at the start.
You're all the way back to the start?
Yep.
Okay, so you go all the way back to the start of the mine. There's a route off to your right.
Turn that. Take that.
So you find yourself in a...
And this is where the tracks go down.
No, this is a scutaway as well.
Okay.
The tracks go just straight forward, straight to east. This is north,
Yeah.
this path. And it goes into a square room with a circular table in the middle with a few stools around it.
Nice place to relax in between.
Do the scuttleways join
blowing
up to this one,
rocks.
do they?
Not to this. There's another path that goes off to the north, this one, and one that goes back to the east. But nothing goes... There's only one route to this room that takes you to the main passageway.
Okay. Have a look around then, I guess.
Yeah, it's just there's a table. You can find some basic equipment in the corner, some rusted axes, some rusted picks, sort of a couple of tin plates. That's about it in here. You can roll an investigation if you want to go through every nook and cranny.
I don't think we go. We just
fine.
time because they could be coming after us.
Yeah.
So. Move on.
Okay, you head. There's a route out to the north. You head into that and you find an old sort of oven with a chimney built into the rock that seems to take it out of the rock to get any smoke out of the room.
Interesting.
What kind of thing do you think they were doing with this chimney? Maybe cooking in here?
It does look like it looks like a simple oven to cook food on. It looks like there maybe someone was not just mining here. Whoever Aphil was with his team, maybe Aphil was living in the mine as well. That would be a relatively easy assumption to make.
We come into the kitchen then. Is there any doors going further?
There's another route out slightly to your west.
Okay, let's go that way.
And you realise that leads you up a few little steps and back to the main passageway. So it just looks like he's just looped it round so you can get back to the main passageway.
Okay. Made to the tracks then.
Yeah, so you head to the tracks. There's no more routes off to your north. So you follow it around and you look down to the left and you see your same passageways back there until you turn a corner. You're sort of following the tracks down and you see where the mine tracks ends on like a bit of a seam and you see where the mining stopped, and it's just a plain rock face. But there is a small path off to the north there.
Oh, okay. Let's look up here.
You go down and you see like just a crevice that goes into complete darkness. Even with your dark vision, neither of you can see the bottom.
Or what, like a
sinkhole, like just a pit.
Wonder how many miners used to work in here. How many miners met their end down this crevice?
It's not big enough for this to be a major mining operation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've only gone in maybe 200 feet maximum.
How wide is the crevice?
You'd say maybe 20 foot, sort of the size of a large room, and sort of 15 foot back, but it is sheer on all sides. Anything went down there, it's done.
So if we walked into this massive crevice, is there anything the other side of it?
No.
No. Okay.
Maybe the toilet.
It could have been where Phil was going to the toilet. I mean, it would be the most insane and dangerous thing.
Over-engineered, like
He started digging.
danger shit.
Digging a latrine, and then when he realised he dug into the blackness of hell, he was like, "Oh, how do I get out of here?"
Well, Dante, you make a good point. I realise I really need to go. Grot starts pissing over the edge of the crevice.
Okay.
This reminds me a little bit of parts of our souls. Grot.
Well, us pissing into
Covered
a
in
crevice.
piss.
But large black hole.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I piss on that.
And we could drop something lit down there.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm busy, so this clown suit's got a really it's really awkward to try and open up to go to the toilet.
I dropped like a stone down to see if I can hear.
You hear nothing for 9 seconds,
9 seconds.
which is
Long
a
way.
huge distance.
It's a turn and a half.
Yeah. You think it must be hundreds of feet deep.
Well, we could push the Ryloka down here.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
All you got to do is convince them all to stand on the edge.
Yeah.
Well, just if they need the toilet, it'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
Well, because everyone pisses into the biggest hole they've ever seen. Other than you've gone, well, this is the toilet. Even though no one had suggested it was the toilet. Except for you two and Grot pissed down it.
Thereby, ergo, it's the toilet.
Well, we need to put signs up. We put signs at the top of the mine saying toilets this way.
Oh, I thought you meant like always remember to flush or something.
No, I don't think that's how crevices work.
Well, look who's the expert on crevices all of a sudden.
Do we think there's any the water that was flowing through that other room?
Mm-hmm.
Do we think we'd be able to follow that track anywhere? Like if we went through the water?
Yeah, maybe. It didn't seem to be pushing hard enough that you'd get swept away.
Grot. That seems to be the only sort of avenue of investigation in that bit.
Yeah, the only thread left to pull. Let's go back.
In this mine, unless we use these explosives and create a mess somewhere, but I think we could probably use this better elsewhere.
Like in a circus tent.
Yeah, like in a circus tent, or yeah, we'll have to see. It's a little bit wet though.
Okay, well let's go back to the.
Is it? Could
flooded
we take it
tunnel.
out? Do we think that it? I mean, is it so wet that like literally even if we left it out in the sun, it wouldn't be? It would
No,
take
it would
days.
dry up. Yeah, if you put it outside, you think if it was put into, this room is slightly damp, but if you put it outside in the sun and it's a nice day, it would dry up pretty quickly.
I mean, like, if we leave it out there to dry, if they come and pick it up and take it back to the circus and we see them, then they're walking along holding significantly explosive boxes, which might not work in their favour.
How would we set that off?
I'm sure we could, with all the grenades and things that you have, I'm sure we could find something to set.
How many grenades has Grot got?
Didn't Thingy have some grenades?
He had some
Bill had some grenades.
Yeah, he had some bits and bobs, but you don't know if he had a grenade, but he had some flasks of liquids.
Well, I mean, you used to be a big drinker. I'm sure we could make a Molotov cocktail.
He did give
if
you a
anything.
very explosive rum.
Yeah. I'm sure we could make something.
Okay, well let's explore first, and then we'll work that out later.
Well, we have to go back through to that room to put the. We'd have to go past the gunpowder room to get to the water room, didn't we?
No, because you could nip in one of the earlier scuttleways.
Okay.
I just thought we'd leave it out there, hide it, and then we can concentrate as much as we want.
What? Okay, we can do that first if you want.
Well, I mean, it's just Because if we go down the water, we might not come back.
What's gonna happen to us, Dante?
Well, we might get in one of the little escapades that we always get into.
Okay, well, if we're
That
not,
is a good point. You do get into escapades.
but if we're not gonna come back, then we're
Well-
not gonna get the gunpowder.
Well, we might do
Okay.
later.
Well,
And then by that point, it'll still be down.
Okay, if you want to put the gunpowder outside, you can put the gunpowder
I
outside.
don't see why you're making this a big deal.
I'm honestly, I mean, I should be, but I'm honestly not. Go put the gunpowder outside.
Yep. I go take
Okay.
2 boxes.
Oh, I'll help you then.
And while
that's
I'm
fine.
outside, I have a look and see if there's anything.
Do me a perception check.
That doesn't count. That's
Doesn't
not.
count.
No, that's not count.
Shaking a dice.
It's got to do like that.
15.
Did
Works as a
actually
good
work.
tactic, I like
That
it,
actually
yeah, I'm
works.
quite annoyed.
Yeah, shaking the dice tower, it's the dice falls down.
Yeah, you don't see anyone coming yet.
You have to get it in the dice tower for that to work.
Oh, I got 9.
9. You don't see anyone coming either.
All right, okay. I put the not obvious the boxes to the side, just like as if they've been left somewhere in the undergrowth. Or
Okay, yeah, you tuck it around. There's some mine carts, so you can use sort of the not the shadow of those, but you can put it sort of stack it behind the mine carts
absolutely.
and leave them open. So that's absolutely fine.
Let's go get wet Grot.
Okay.
Okay, you head towards the water again. Yeah,
Yes.
where it's sort of the flooded corridor, we'll call it. Now, are you going into the flooded corridor?
Yeah, I think so.
In the clown outfits, they're cloth. They're going to get soaked.
The cases around here, weren't there?
Yeah, there was some old boxes and stuff like that.
Hide them in there.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So disappointed. Yeah, sure, living dress a clown. I was enjoying it.
Cool flips and stuff, but you know, whatever.
You pack them in that no one would even consider looking in them. You're trying to be sensible about it, so I think that's relatively easy to do. There's no reason not to pick a good case. You've got time. You're not in a rush.
God, I feel so much freer. I don't know why these women wear these things. It's ridiculous.
Think it's the patriarchy.
The
That is
matriarchy.
the patriarchy is a type of demon that is roaming the lands,
Oh.
picking on women. So you start wading down this corridor, and the water. There's a tiny bit of current against you, but not very much.
Against us, so we're going up.
You're going against the stream. Yes, it's
Ah.
not rolling out of the. Yeah, the water seems to be coming into this corridor. It's not leaving. This isn't the source of the water.
But how is it leaving?
It's not.
So the puddle's getting bigger.
You don't know if it's getting bigger, but this is like, as I said, it's like a lagoony, puddly bit. There's only a small current as you're going further up. It might be going through cracks in the floor. You're not sure where it's going into, but it seems to be that room is flooding. But certainly, it's not going away from you. And you realise with your dark vision, you're going to come across. You hear loud and louder sort of the movement of water, and you realise you're going to hit sort of the river in a few steps, and you can see it's at a T-junction. The river running to the north and running to the south.
Interesting.
Which, can we listen? Do we hear any of the sounds?
Yep, roll up some perceptions.
20.
You hear the
Do you know,
clanking.
I didn't even reach for dice there because I knew you were going to roll.
You hear
I
the
did
clank of
roll.
machinery to your south,
Hmm.
and it sounds loud.
And south makes sense as well. We're
South
north
would be
of
where
the
the circus would be. Yeah.
Okay. So, the
But
current.
I mean,
yeah.
if we want to be extra thorough, we should go the opposite way first. just
Okay,
to make
you go
sure
the opposite
we
way
don't
then.
lose any opportunity.
Yeah,
to
I could
find
do with some alone time, quite
secrets.
frankly.
You start. You sort of move towards where the actual river is, and you realise that there's quite a flow to this.
Yeah.
To go north, you're going to be pushing against the water. The river is running towards the
That
south.
just means that the loot will be better if it's harder.
Yeah.
You should risk it by yourself.
Okay.
It's sort of waist deep, so you're not going to drown in it, but it's definitely strong enough that it would
What
push
are
you
we
along.
in at the moment? Is it like we're in a tunnel?
Yeah, you're in a
How
tunnel. It's like a-
tall does the tunnel go?
You can reach up and feel the ceiling.
Okay.
If there was a massive rush of water, yes, you could drown. If there was some sort of
Is there
massive
anything
rain,
to tie a rope on up here?
to each other, but no, otherwise you just got rock face.
I mean, I definitely had some pitons that I...
Yeah, you picked up some pitons earlier.
Let's
You
tie
could,
some ropes to them and.
Yeah, I like to start hammering there was equipment elsewhere.
yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
found some hammers. Yeah,
start
that's not
hammering some
difficult.
pitons into the wall.
Yep. So you nip back, wade through, and you find it's you find a wrench pretty easily that you could manufacture into a hammer by hitting things with it, and you hammer a piton in. The pitons are designed for this, so it goes in relatively easily. Roll me up a survival to tie your rope on.
17.
It's a half turn and 2 half hitches. It's a beautiful knot.
Lovely. I will also tie some rope on. 15.
You do a reef knot, and it's another classic.
I prefer the reef knot. I think it has much more merit.
Oh yeah. Did your naval? No, I'm not going to say that. It should be really
Were you going to bring up Gorlock?
That was.
He wasn't actually a sailor. I just thought it'd be nice if he was wearing a nice outfit.
Okay.
And he would have enjoyed that.
He did.
Yeah, and that lollipop.
Well.
So you are both tied onto a rope. You can start to move into the water. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to follow the flow or fight against the flow?
Well, Dante's all about fighting against the flow.
How far? Looking up, how far do I think? Either way.
Seems to go into the mountain. You're not sure how far you could follow it. It's sort of twisting and turning.
Should we go either way and then meet back and discuss what we found?
Sure. I mean, what do you think you're going to find up north?
I mean, obviously loot
Dante,
and treasure.
He wants the loot, the instrument.
I think this is a very strange...
No, okay,
Decision.
we'll go south down towards the noise. Yeah.
Okay. You start heading south towards the noise, and you quickly realise that you can sort of let the river sort of push you without having to walk too much. With the rope tied on, you can sort of keep your footing, but just roll me something to keep your strength and make sure you don't fall over. It shouldn't be too
20.
difficult. 20. I mean, Grot's going to give you a bonus because if you do slip, he is so steady. A 19. Fucking hell, the two of you stride down like you're just walking down the
This
promenade.
is bad. We're wasting all these rolls, man.
You get to the end of your 50 foot of rope, and you can hear the machinery louder now, but you still can't see where it is. Roll me up perceptions.
19.
You start to see the glow of light, though. There's definitely something down here, but you don't think on 50 foot of rope you're going to be able to get there. You would know logically you'd walked more than 50 feet before you got to the mine,
Okay.
so you're thinking, I'm going to have to travel down this quite a distance.
Another set of pitons in the wall.
I think so.
Okay, so your pitons in the wall, but your rope's still tied on the top one.
We only got one rope between us, have we?
Well, you've got a rope each, I thought you tied onto. You both tied a knot
No,
Let's go back and get one of the of the ropes.
from the mine.
No,
No.
So we only need one rope as a. So
Yeah.
I'll go up, untie my knot,
Okay,
and use his guide rope to walk back down to him, and then tie that rope on.
so you're going to untie the ropes and sort of... Are you taking your piton with you?
No, I thought I tied a rope in.
Oh, right, so you're going to have 100 feet.
Yeah, because I think we have rope. Both have rope.
Okay. Even logically, you think 100 feet, you're not going to be there in 100 feet.
Yeah.
But, you'll be able to get a better sense of what's going on, possibly. So, you're going to roll up to tie your ropes again? Who's doing the knot this time?
Dante's
Dante's doing the knot this time.
5 plus. What was it?
Survival.
No.
You tie a poor knot.
That looks like a seriously inferior knot.
Do me an insight to see how well you're good at identifying that knot. Yeah, you know it's not the best knot that Dante's ever tied.
I tie another.
And it's not a great knot on that one either.
See, that's a much better knot.
Is Dante now rolling an insight to check that knot?
Yeah, it was a 7.
Right, Dante he thinks the knot's all right. It's not the worst knot. It's better than his knot.
I go with it then. I tie it. I use that and start to use that to climb down.
The rope is tied on. You can move maybe 50 feet closer to the source now. You can slide down the next rope. Roll me strength checks to make sure you don't lose your footing.
It's getting slippery in here. 17 plus 2.
18.
You don't even need the ropes. You're keeping your footing against it.
Oh, right.
And now roll me perception checks to see what you can see at 50 foot closer.
I can see the glowing light.
I
16.
botched again.
Dante gets the water in his eyes somehow. He sort of puts his hand down, it sprays up into his face.
Stop putting your head in the water. You don't know where this water's been.
Yeah, you can. There's a very regular machine noise working, like clank, clank, clank. That's happening repeatedly, but you can hear other noises and now occasional shouts as well. You think you're probably within maybe double the distance again, maybe even more than that, maybe 200 feet.
We're getting close now.
You know what would be really... I don't know what's going on down there, but I know we could definitely stick an oar in the works if we made a little, floaty boat and put the gunpowder in it and then send it down the water.
Again, Dante, all your plans seem to be...
I'm just saying that...
Put something in a vehicle, then throw that vehicle into something else. I mean, yeah, sure, but maybe we should check
I'm just saying it's something to consider.
Okay. Have you also considered that maybe, the miners here aren't actually part of an evil plan?
If they are the miners that you met at the plantation who were working for Mikola beforehand, you know they weren't evil. They were just miners who had been paid by someone evil. But actually they were just doing a mining operation at the last one. Popov was a relatively nice man.
He liked us, didn't he? No,
Yeah, Popov liked you.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, Popov helped you.
We,
How did we leave terms with them? I can't remember.
They wouldn't hide. Popov was all right. The rest of them went hiding into. Popov was the one you put in charge, wasn't it? Oh, now I'm getting all my miners confused. Or was Popov the evil one who led them into the mines away from you? Because they did all hide from you, and that's when you met. Now I'm forgetting my own characters now.
I think we put Popov in charge.
You found one of them sleeping, and I think that was Popov.
yeah, I think we put Popov.
Yeah.
And you said he could be in charge because he's sleeping. And the old head of the miners went and ran away and hid them all, and they all fled. But you put.
So it'd be interesting to see who's...
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I think... Do we...
Delete the speculation about the miners till you've gone back and listened to it properly, Danny. So you think if you were to lean down, you could get close to the miners? Yes, you could now go back to where the explosives are, or you could head now into the mine and see what you can see in there.
So we know that people are being taken to work down in the mines.
Oh, so yeah, these probably are actually people we want to save.
Yeah.
Rather than blow up.
Yeah,
Yes,
you know,
exactly,
you know that
yeah.
Gorlock, when he was kidnapping people, was saying they went into the red and white tent.
But
You don't know whether they're working in the mines or what they're doing in the mines. They've just
Sure.
been dumped into this tent.
So let's go have a look before we send explosives.
Oh, I wasn't
submarines.
suggesting we do it now. I'm just saying. It just came to my head.
He's just day plotting.
Yeah.
Some people daydream. Dante day plots.
So how can I kill these people? I don't know who these people in the next room are, but how can I kill them all before I go and check? Not that I'm going to do that, of course.
So, how are you going to get closer? You don't have enough rope now to get any closer. So you can just try and wade, but if you lost your footing, you now know the current might take you
Go back up and try again.
Go back up and try again.
Get another bit of rope.
Oh, yeah, go find more rope. I mean, the current. How can I check? Because at the moment it seems like we've had a pretty easy time.
But you've also rolled pretty well.
How difficult do I think it would be? 15 plus insight 0.
Yeah, you could. You definitely think a bad slip, and you could end up getting carried away.
Yeah, Dante always gets carried away.
Exactly. You might be able to stop yourself, but a couple of failed saving throws might end up with you being washed into whatever is going on down there.
Okay.
And not having as much control as you
and then
wanted.
how much extra rope do we think we need if we're going to tie it to the rope we already
You
had?
probably would need an extra 4 lengths of rope.
I got an idea.
You split your current rope down the
Let's-
middle.
Grot, let's tie each other together.
Yes.
I stay here.
Yes.
I hold on to a piton that we've put in the roll. You go down, you put a piton in, I make my way to you, and then we
That
just...
sounds like a good plan, Dante. Have you done this before?
Well, yes.
Oh. To be honest, Dante, I didn't know anything about you before.
You have you did abseil using not a dissimilar system. With Ragesh, you used her horns to wedge yourself into the abseil.
We did it together.
Oh, did we? Oh,
yeah.
That's awkward. I thought that was with someone else.
I mean, it was in time
Was
terms.
that with? I'm sure I was with Balesh when that happened. Was that with
Ragesh?
you? No, Balesh.
Oh, but one of your old
Yeah,
friends.
he's one of my mates. He's one of my mates.
You forget you.
It was when we went to capture the evil Lady Silverclaw.
Oh no, I remember she wasn't evil. She helped us.
You're remembering incorrectly.
I'm pretty sure it was Balesh.
Well, we'll have to try this plan next week. Thanks for listening.